is back.
What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer? Welcome back to the channel. Smash the like button to show your support. And if you're new to the channel, I'd like to extend a warm welcome. This is Arlarlo's brand new 1/14 scale brushless buggy. Now, the company sent this thing to me for testing. I've been testing it for a while now, driving it around and reporting back to them, letting them know anything that I think has to be changed or any problems that I have with it. And I'm happy to tell you guys that I really only had one little minor worry about it. So Arlarlo told me that this thing comes out on the 29th, which is tomorrow. Today is the 28th. They told me that I can release a review for this thing on the 28th, which is the day. So this is going to be our review. I'm going to try to break down all the new upgrades that they have for this thing. I think the highlight is that it has a new carbon fiber chassis, and a lot of the other parts in here are carbon fiber as well. The shock towers are carbon fiber. And if you don't know what that means that this thing is lighter than this one here, which has metal. It has a metal chassis, metal shock towers and all, bunch of metal and plastic in here. This one has carbon fiber. And look, there's a little metal. A couple things are metal, like the dog bones are metal. Adjustable steering links is one of the upgrades that it has from the older one. This is the one that I reviewed before. I love this thing. It does wheelies on demand. It has a brushed motor, and it has oil-filled shocks now, but it didn't have oil-filled shocks when I received it. So I added those, but this one comes with oil-filled shocks. The dog bones are a little bit thicker. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's definitely noticeably thicker in person. And the same with the front. So they did a lot of improvements. You guys can see them. Yeah, you can see that on video that this one here is thicker, definitely thicker than that one. And so I left the body clips out so we can get up under the hood and I can show you guys what's underneath. But before we do that, it also comes with these little tabs on the body pins. So let's pull this top off here so we can look at it. I mentioned the worry at the beginning of this video that I had about this thing during the testing. So we're going to just get that right out the way now. This motor here is a brushless motor. It looks like it's the size of maybe a 380 brushed motor. I don't know what the size is in brushless configuration. I don't know what the size of this motor is called. My issue with this thing was that they don't give you any heat sinks. These heat sinks here, I put 2 heat sinks on it. It doesn't come with a heat sink or anything on the motor. It does come with a heat sink and this fan on top of the ESC combo here. And so I thought that that was great, but I really would have liked if there was a heat sink on this motor, because on 2S this thing, it gets extremely hot. The motor does. When I was running it, I think I ran it for maybe about 15 minutes and the motor was scorching hot. I couldn't even touch the motor. Even 5 minutes afterwards, after I brought it back into the house and everything, it was still hot. So that's what prompted me to hit them back and let them know that they needed to at least add a heat sink inside the box with these things so the user can just pop that on the motor. But I think it was too late for that. I think they already had everything out. So I just wanted to disclose that with you guys, that they don't really give you a heat sink or whatnot. But it didn't break or anything like that, but it just was very hot to the touch. I threw heat sinks on mine. And these heat sinks, you can just pop them off. They're not glued on or anything like that. And I don't know if you can purchase these on Amazon or whatnot or on their website. They might add that on the website since I mentioned it. I'm not sure. But anyhow, that's all I needed to disclose as far as what I was worried about with the motor getting hot. But it didn't break or cog up or anything or slow down, or it seemed like it was overheating to the point that it would stop running or anything like that. But that was just a worry for me because it was very hot. This runs on 2S. I think you can put a 3S in here as well, but you have to move the battery. There's a barrier on the battery on this one that stops you from putting a longer battery in. Like this one doesn't come with that barrier. It just comes with the space for a longer battery. It does come with the barrier, but it doesn't come with the screw holes in the carbon fiber chassis to make it shorter. So you can only install the barrier on this one in the longer position, whereas on this one you can adjust it to longer. It comes shorter though. It's actually rated for 2 and 3S, but I just think that running this thing on 3S for a long period of time would probably be too much for this thing. Judging from how hot this motor got when I was running it on 2S, I wouldn't recommend running this with a 3S for too long. I mean, maybe a speed run or two. On the box, this car here was rated to run, I think, 100 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure if they did that with 3S. I'm guessing they had to do that on 3S because it doesn't go that fast on 2S, but it is very fast though. Somebody in another country, they were saying that the throttle on the transmitter, it had a dead space in it, but mine, it didn't have much of a dead space. I watched their video and it seemed to have a large dead space in it, but mine's, I can say, does not have that dead space. If there is a dead space on mine, it's very minimal. So here we are, zoomed out a little bit further. I put my phone on the stand so I can turn this thing on, turn on the transmitter. And so let's look at that. So check it out. On a little bit. And so mine starts moving right about there. So it's not much travel on mine. You know, it seemed like he had a lot wide dead space there on his before the wheels actually started moving. I don't have that problem with mine at all. And so I'm thinking that issue that they have with the dead space in the transmitter's throttle has something to do with maybe the throttle trim, because the throttle trim on here is not actually a throttle trim, it's actually a throttle dual rate. So you can dial down the speed with this knob here that says throttle trim. Is actually throttle dual rate, and it doesn't come all the way turned up. And so if you have it midway, I think it probably would take a longer time to take off, but that's part of the limiting of the throttle. It could actually be valid what they're saying about the throttle or whatnot, but that's just my take on what it could have been, but I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. It also has carbon fiber on the steering link there. You can see there it has carbon fiber pieces there. It has a carbon fiber piece in the back there on the bottom. I did notice that on 2S, this one has a little more torque in the beginning. So this one would wheelie on demand. This one doesn't do that so much on 2S. It might wheelie and get out of control on 3S, I'm guessing, because of how fast this thing is, and we are dealing with a brushless motor. So I'm guessing on 3S this thing would be doing wheelies on demand and getting out of control maybe. But as far as this one was doing wheelies on demand on 2S, and I really like that a lot. I really wish this one had a wheelie bar, and this one does come with a wheelie bar, so that's one of the upgrades on this one. Check it out, we have a wheelie bar installed on the rear. The wheelie bar does fit this one as well. I asked them for another wheelie bar for this one, and they sent me a link where I can get a wheelie bar for this one on Amazon. And so it does have a 2,800 milliamp hour 2S battery that comes with it. Like I said, it's rated for 3S. They don't supply you with a 3S. I'm not sure where you can find a 3S that would fit in here, because there's a very narrow space here to get that 3S in there. There is a little bit more space, but I'm guessing that, you know, your 3S is going to be a little thicker than this 2S pack here, and so I don't see how you're going to really get a 3S. Maybe a smaller 3S would fit in here, maybe one that comes about there. It's really enjoyable to run and bash around and everything, and knowing that it has a good speed to have fun, a good enough speed to have fun, is okay with me. I think it has all the bells and whistles that I would like in a little car like this. You know, with the chassis being a little lighter and the brushless and oil-filled shocks, that's all I can really ask for, you know, with this thing. And so I think the only thing I would think of is maybe a little larger of a motor. I would probably put a larger motor in there, but it does just fine with this motor here. And yeah, that's just about it as far as the upgrades and all of the features and everything. Pretty much everything else is the same on this buggy as it is on this one. And it does come, they do give you quite a bit of accessories. They give you everything that you would need to do repairs just about for this guy, aside from the chassis. But you're really not going to be breaking any carbon fiber chassis or whatnot. They're very hard to bend, and when they do bend, it's really hard to break them. You know, they're really tough and resilient in holding their shape. And so it does come with this little bumper here. So it comes with a little bumper for beginners to stick on the front for impacts. I thought the bumper looked pretty cool on the front of there. They give you a whole bunch of parts. They give you all of the parts for the wheels. They give you the hardware that goes in the wheels. They give you a dog bone, one for the front and one for the rear. And I forgot what these little steering things, they're not dog bones, but they're part of the drivetrain. They give you one of those. And so they also give you a screwdriver and a little tire iron to get the tires off. They give you an extra set of the pins, the body clips there. Look at this, guys. They give you a full set of the A-arms for repairs. This is front and back, both pairs. And they also give you the hardware that goes inside them to put it together, the pins and everything. So that's really awesome. If you break this thing, you're going to be able to repair it and stay up for a little while with it. And so I don't know, let me see, are the front and rear, I don't know if the front and rear arms are identical. I think they're different. Yeah, they might be a little different, so you can't interchange them with the front and back, but it looks like they might be interchangeable. I'm not sure, but it's definitely a plus that they give you a full set so you can repair the front and the back. And the instructions manual is the last thing that they give you, and it has everything inside that you need to know. It gives you a part explosion and everything. It's in black and white, but everything is legible. Check it out. So they give you all the parts and everything. I did notice that they don't give you any part numbers though. I'm not sure how you would order these parts, but you can go on the website and check it out and see what they have on the website. Pretty sure they're going to have the parts listed on their website. This thing is going to be sold on Amazon as well. Again, it's going to be available tomorrow, which is the 29th. Today is the 28th. So you can't get it now. It's going to be unavailable if you go there now. So all in all, my review is definitely positive for this thing. I had a great time running it and all. I haven't really crashed it too much, but judging from me crashing this one, this thing didn't take any damage, and this one seems to be a little more beefed up than this one is. So I'm quite confident that this thing is durable, and so nothing but a positive review for this guy. Aside from my little worry with the motor, this thing gets a thumbs up from me, and it's just a really awesome car. All right, y'all, so before we get out of here, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm from the old school. I actually do reviews on these things. If you ever see a video labeled as a review on my channel, that means I've tested it, I've tried it out, and I'm letting you know my opinion on if I like it or not, or if you should buy it or whatnot. I actually give you the option after seeing what I've presented to make the decision on if you want to pull the trigger on it or not. I give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and then leave it up to you guys to make the choice to purchase or not. I always put the link in the description if the item is available, so you guys can purchase it or at least go check it out. And so this company, Relarlo, they contacted me to test it, and they asked me to review it on this day. They said it's coming out the next day, and they actually offered me some commission But as far as I'm concerned, that's a conflict of interest. I work for the public. I work for you guys. You know, my service that I provide to you guys would make that a conflict of interest. You know, I'm doing a service. I look at it as a service, these reviews, so you guys can check it out and, you know, make your own decision, or, you know, get the skinny on some of these things before you actually make the purchase and end up unhappy or whatnot. But anyhow, I respectfully declined their offer to get commission, but I did think about you guys, so I asked them to do a little giveaway. And so they made the stakes kind of high. They said that they would do a giveaway if the views on this video would reach 3,000 views. I usually don't get that many views on my car videos. However, I think that being that it's a giveaway, we should be able to reach that. So you guys, when you come in, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you comment, because I'm using a random comment picker for YouTube in order to choose the winner. So make sure you put a comment down there. Don't add more than one comment. That might disqualify you if you add more than one comment. Just one comment. It could be anything. What's up, a thumbs up, or anything. Just make sure you put a comment in the description. I'm going to have the links to where you can buy this. I think their website, they're offering a half off, 50% off for the first 200 purchases of this vehicle here. And also I have a code. I'll have the code in description where you can put that code in and get a discount. And so I wish you guys well. I wish you guys the best in this contest and being able to score one of these Rolalo 1/14 scale brushless buggies. Thanks for watching.